Wednesday the 4th of November, it's 1 o'clock and you're joining me for Kitchen Capers. If you'd like to just begin your warm-up, either with toe tapping or with marching, seated or standing, same move. If you are standing and you feel able to, you might decide that you want to move around a little bit. But if you still need to stay within your range of support, then please do. It's whatever suits you best. Keep going. Remember, folks, keep going if you're standing, keep going if you're sitting, but remember, folks, posture is key. It is hard. I'm not saying it's not hard, but it's going to get a lot easier if we just practice and get some strength in our stomachs and our backs. I find it harder when I'm sitting to maintain a good posture, so that's where I have to really think about things. Pull my stomach in, spine longer, neck longer, chin tucked, breathe and smile. And I can feel my hips warming up, and I can feel the tops of my legs warming up. This is great. How did you feel after your session this morning? Keep going if you're sitting. What we're going to do today is some extension of the moves that we did this morning. A couple of different ones in there, but we're just going to take things just that little bit further. Let's count down from 10 together. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And come back into that pause position where you just get your stability and you realign, you lengthen and you breathe and enjoy that posture. Our first move today is again focusing on our ankle mobility. Now we've been doing some heel raises, haven't we, to strengthen our ankles. This time we're going to do some ankle mobility where we get a stretch also on the front of our ankles. So what we're going to do is pretend there is a fiver on the floor. Honestly, folks, I would have got a fiver if I could have, but because of our situation at the moment, we're paying everything with cards, aren't we? And cash, not so much. So just imagine there's a fiver on the floor. You're standing beautifully tall or sitting beautifully tall. You've got your hand on support as needed. You take your weight onto one leg. That frees up this foot. You place your heel on the fiver. And then on the exact same spot, you place your toe. That's why we imagine there's a fiver there. No one's going to get hold of that fiver. And the key to this is to get that lovely stretch at the front of your ankle this time. When you're ready, I want you to swap legs, take the weight onto the other leg. Heel goes on the fiver, toe. Heel, toe. Aiming for the same spot. If you aim at a different spot, it's too easy to let yourself off lightly. You don't get the same stretch. That's why we go for the imaginary fiver. We really want that full range of movement going through the ankle. It's the same if you're sitting, identical move. Getting that full range of movement going through the ankle, and you feel it. You actually do feel a beautiful stretch along the front of your ankle, and the same on the other side. So that's one to work on, folks, practicing to just get it on the same spot. I'll leave that one with you because we will be coming back to it later in the programme for sure. Our next move is just, remember we started to learn the hip sway. Now that was the Tai Chi move where we took one foot in front, we turned the other foot out to 45 degrees and we practiced swaying backwards and forwards. And we did the exact same when we were sitting. One foot out in front, other foot out at 45, moving from the hip with a long back and looking ahead, not looking down, looking ahead, backwards and forwards, getting some lovely hip mobility in there. And remember that we looked at doing that when we were wiping down our kitchen surfaces. It's also a great one to do if you are wiping a little bit higher on your cupboards. I'm just going to move this chair out of the way for the moment. I'm just going to sprinkle my cupboard with some cleaner, and then I'm getting into position and I'm just going to do my lovely movement as I am cleaning my cupboards. Remembering, of course, to change legs. And lo and behold, I have a shiny side of a cupboard, which is everyone's dream, surely. Okay, so all I've done there is combine that sway with a little bit of a reach. Now, if you're sitting, then of course the easiest way to do that is just to move backwards and forwards, but to get some arm elevation in there as well, as though you're cleaning a cupboard. Lovely. You'll remember before we were doing the surface, but now it's the cupboard. Can you see now how some moves are already combining? Just to give us more freedom of movement around the home. So that's our second move. Our third move, oh gosh, our third move, this is the one I don't really like, but we're not allowed to say that, but it is this squatting move. And this squat, really pay attention to your knees for this, okay? So remember when we looked at this the first time, we got our legs hip width apart, shoulder width apart actually, okay? And then we pushed our bottoms to the back behind us. We kept our spines long. We looked ahead, not down, looked ahead, and we just came into a small squat. We never ever let our knees go further than our toes. And then we pushed back up into standing. And we did that a couple of more times. Now, we looked at that in Bedroom Boogie, I think, for getting at drawers, lower drawers, but it's equally relevant actually for getting at lower doors. Where did I put my cloth? Here we go, in the kitchen. So I could be practicing this lovely squat. I am going to use support for this one, because I don't feel my knees are that strong. So I'm going to push my bottom out, come down into my squat, and practice doing some lower door polishing. Coming back up. Now, if you're sitting, it's hard. Well, you can't really do a squat when you're sitting, so how are we going to see if we can work these muscles or this area of our legs, our upper legs? So we looked at doing a lovely inner thigh stretch, which is just a glorious move, folks. So you're widening your legs and pushing your knees back a little bit and just getting a lovely inner thigh stretch. That's going to help with mobility. And we also looked at just keeping our feet forward, making some room for us to move, focusing on moving from our hips and just coming forward, looking straight ahead with a straight spine and coming back. Forward and back. So you can be quite ingenious about how you move or work the same muscles in your body, or similar muscles, or the same area, really, is what we're saying there. So our final move then was our small squats. We're moving now into our cool down. So some light toe tapping or some light marching as you cool down. And I'll just quickly go over the moves that we did there today. So we looked at ankle mobility, heel, toe on the same spot, heel, toe on the same spot, imagining there's a fiver. We looked at our sway and reach to polish a cupboard. I'm going to turn my back to you momentarily. I hope you can still see me in the frame. So I got myself into that lovely stance where I've got one foot in front, one at 45, and I was polishing cupboards. In fact, I'm going to use this hand now, like so. And we looked at doing a small squat. Now I looked at doing the small squat in connection with reaching down to polish the lower parts of my cupboard, but you could equally, while you're just doing dishes or waiting for the kettle to boil, just practice some of these lovely squats. In fact, I realised that it's helping me to keep looking out the window because it's helping me to keep my spine lovely and straight. So that might actually be a better idea. Well, that's it for Kitchen Capers this lunchtime. Let me check. You've got Jenny later on today at 4 o'clock for bathroom banter. I really hope you can join us then and enjoy yourselves doing that. We'll look forward to seeing you. Take care, folks, and remember, any little bit of practice of any of these moves is a great thing. Bye-bye now.